Hello everyone, my name is Kasaya, I'm a tarot reader, and I'm here to provide some timeless collective messages. So, if you have found yourself here, there may be some messages here for you. However, if they do not fit, do not force them. Take only what resonates and leave the rest, alright? Let's get into it. We're going to go in with the Doodle Tarot and the Yin Yang Oracle. These are the two that I have here at this specific location. So, alright. Let's cleanse it out a little bit. All right. Spirit, what do we have for the collective today? What do we have for the collective today, Spirit? Ooh, the cards are very open right now. Okay, you could be in a grounded state at this time, or even if not, in a curious state. A receptive state. You're open. I got this image. It was like, let it loose. I don't know. That's what I saw and what I heard. What do we have, Spirit? Yeah, something about loosening up. Something about ease. Something about relaxation. Or replenishment. What do we have for the collective today, Spirit? Ooh. Upright reverse. Upright reverse. All right, we have the Four of Cups starting in the reverse here. All right, the Four of Cups in the upright is it's kind of like indifference or feeling apathetic. It's regret in some cases. The Four of Cups can be like a rumination, a lack of gratitude, things like this. What does it have on the card? It has apathy, negative outlook. Yeah, the lack of gratitude, contemplation, but it's more so rumination. It also has skeptical, okay, doubting, right? But in the reverse, the Four of Cups is finding a solution to some sort of mindset, finding a solution to something that felt like there was no solution for. It feels as though there's some sort of like resolution of something within the self in some area. I don't know if it's emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, but it does feel like there's been some sort of resolution within the self here. You've taken a different look at things. It's like the Four of Cups upright as being inside a box. It's very tunnel vision. It's very square. When it's in the reverse, this is stepping outside of that box, seeing things from a different angle, understanding things from a different perspective. It's moving, like here it's stagnancy, here it's movement. Okay, so you're moving out of some place where you were in rumination, where you were thinking a lot and not moving, where you were skeptical or doubting certain aspects of your external world. It could be internally, but with the Four of Cups, it feels it's external. This is external. It's like something being gifted and not accepting because you're about it, right? Okay, so you're coming out of this energy of okay, of apathy, of not looking at things with the clearest, most optimistic perspective. Okay, there's been a revitalization here, a replenishment, as I had said, a replenishment of some sort of attitude, outlook, perspective of a more optimistic. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? A more optimistic. That's not the word I'm looking for. Just more optimistic. We'll leave it there. Okay. It's something about like what was being offered that you weren't receiving. You are now being receptive and open. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you've moved out from being a little closed off, a little bit closed off, a little, possibly negative, a little bleh. Four of Cups is a very bleh energy. You've moved out of that, the crossing your arms, the square, the boxing yourself in. You've moved out of that and are now feeling a little more curious, feeling a little more open, especially for some of you. Take it as it resonates, especially for some of you when it comes to working with others or another in any regard. Okay. What else do we have here, Spirit? What else do we have for the collective today? Taking the one that went on the floor. The Six of Swords, resolution. Again, resolution is a big word that's coming, it's a key word that's coming through here. Okay, you have found a solution. You have found the four, this is definitely solution. Could be a creative solution as well with these two cards combined. It's definitely something about thinking differently. And the feeling, the emotion that you attach to the thoughts. Okay, there's like a separation or an adjustment or a shift to something more positive. Okay, you're now moving forwards with something. Whatever was being offered here, you're now taking that. No matter how small or big it was, whatever was being offered that you were trying not to focus on, or that you were ruminating about or having doubts about, you are now moving forwards towards or with. Okay, the things, whatever sort of friction you had, it wasn't, maybe not necessarily conflict with the Four of Cups, but a friction within the self. A friction within the self, about the self, or about one's own perspective. Like there was a lot about like analyzing what something is truly, or something like that. That was a message for somebody. Because I'm not pulling that together here, but yeah. You have found some sort of creative solution for something, and it's relieving. You have relief on here. I love that I said replenishment. Yeah, there's relief here. There's release here. There is ease. Something is easing. Okay, some sort of tension within the self is easing, or tension with an outside circumstance, especially for some of you if it comes to working together with others or another. This, whatever was there, whatever tension was there, is easing. It is moving on to calmer waters. There has been a new solution, a new perspective, and the rain is fading. I'm also getting, I'm gonna take this as it resonates. I don't think this is for everybody, but for some of you, I feel like with the Four of Cups and the Six of Swords, it could be like there was a part of the self. What comes before the Six of Swords is the Five of Swords, and that's conflict, right? Okay, so it could have been like a tension within the self because of a conflict that happened externally. Okay, and this could relate to a couple of messages ago. I think it was the North Node message. Yeah, something about activation of North Node. It was that there has been a wound of a fragmentation in the self-esteem, or the way that one perceives the self or things outside of them, because of past trauma of rejection and belittling and shunning. Okay, so it could be that this is a wound that you are finally moving out of. That it's like there's a part of you that you hid away, that you suppressed, that you have found the release for, that you have found a way to ease that side of yourself, and you've like brought all the fragments together, and you see this wound much more clearly now. Like you're able to see through whatever this wound was that made you suppress yourself. It's like you are, you're letting loose. Whatever, you used to be holed up, maybe in isolation or solitude or something of that sort. Just kind of bleh, right? And now that you've discovered, it's like you've discovered a opportunity within whatever wound that was regarding suppression. You found some sort of opportunity, so some sort of transmutation has taken place, or is taking place. That's allowing you to utilize whatever this wound was in a new way, or see it in a new way. Like it's like being grateful for the wound because now you have a way to use it. Like, especially when it comes to suppression, it's like you spent all that time with yourself. It's like you deserve to come out into out into the sun, out of the rain and into the sun. Something about authenticity, something about the true self, something about, genuine expression of one's truth, one's heart. Lots of messages coming from these two cards. There's definitely release, resolution, ease, relief. Relief from something from the past that kind of followed you around, or that you held on to, even. The Six of Swords is also like a cutting cords card. You've cut the cord to some sort of negative outlook, to put it simply. All right, anything else, Spirit, for the collective at this time? Oh no, I think the message is already winding down. All right, message is already winding down. Yeah, it was something about suppression. It was something about keeping yourself, again, in that box, confined, compressed. Yeah, you felt trapped, and we have isolated here. All right, so yeah, it was definitely, for most of you, it was isolation, it was solitude, it was feeling like you had to hide and suppress yourself because of a situation or multiple, one certain experience or several over a span of years, or however it is that caused you to revert into yourself and feel like you couldn't share your truth because of the weight of it, of how it affected others, made you feel like you had to hide because you were shunned, rejected, belittled, pushed away, misunderstood, and it caused you to retreat into your own box here, and it really kept you trapped for quite a while. It really kept you in this sense of not seeing the way out, feeling helplessness in the face of transition, in the face of relief. It was like you felt like you were not allowed to have relief because of something that kept playing over and over in your head, whatever that might be. Okay, it made you feel like you were alone, made you feel like you were in rough waters, made you feel, rain clouds, rain. It made you feel maybe left out. And it was something that at some point you started to perpetuate it on your own after having moved away from whatever this situation or situations were that caused this trauma. And it's like you continued to perpetuate it after it had gone and passed because, well, there was that trauma there. Here you have worked through something of that sort. You have, again, seen it differently. It's like the emotion that you attach to the thought process. I don't know. There's an old self, an old way of being, an old way of seeing that you are taking power back from. Okay, allowing yourself to be freed from the confinements of your own mind, to feel empowered to move forwards. Okay, there's something here. There's something here about facing a part of the self that was dissatisfied. Okay, it was a dissatisfaction, a lack of gratitude. And there's something. Gosh, there's an energy that I want to verbalize, but I don't know the language for it. The energy is hard. It's complex, but it's not. It's simple, but the explanation of it would be complex, right? But it has to do with transmutation. It has to do with using the old wound and what you've learned from it as a motivation. And it's something about it gives you energy. It feels kind of cheeky somehow. I wish I could verbalize this. I know what I'm talking about, but I don't have the words for it. Okay. What do we have in the Yin Yang Oracle? Maybe you can help me out with this message that I'm trying to portray. What do we have, Spirit, for the collective in regards to this message. Oracle. What do we have? For clarity, for clarification, for clarification on this message for the collective. Okay, so I'm getting a message that I'm trying too hard. I'm trying too hard to get to a point that I'm resisting what's already here. That in itself could be a message for you. External party, closed off, guard, resistance. There's something about, like, I feel as though it's almost like a liberation from, a need for approval or isolation, a need for approval, or for a need for isolation. It's removing the need for approval, for validation. It's very much trusting oneself to take care of oneself. It's okay, it's something like you no longer care or are privy to the external parties that are closed off from you, or resistant to your message, or resistant to your energy, guarded around you. It's something about understanding that it is one's own choice. Okay. One last message. I don't feel like I tied it together, but in this reading, it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be tied together. It's like one-off messages. It's like leaving it open, like leaving it curious, leaving it as something to think about. One last message, Spirit. There we go. All right, we have truth and expression, self-love, creation, and intentions. Okay, so you're being guided at this time to focus on what you want to create. Okay, positive mindset. That's a big thing here with these ones, is focusing on a positive mindset. The intention that you want to create comes from your, or the the life that you want to create, the circumstance, the result that you want to create comes from your perspective. It comes from your mind, your intention, and how much thought and truth you put into that intention. Okay, I just heard pressure. Okay, you're coming into like a union with this part of yourself that you hid away. Not only hid away from the rest of the world, I feel like there was a part of you that you kind of hid away from yourself, and that could have been that tension within the self, is that you were removing a part of yourself from you. It was almost like a punishment, it feels like, with the Eight of Swords, that made you feel a little helpless. Okay, and there's something about integrating self-love into integrating lots of self-love and creative energy into the way that you express yourself, the way that you see yourself. Okay, it's very much like standing clear in oneself, and not allowing the projections, rejections, the energies of others, the eyes of others to influence how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your life, how you feel about your work, how you feel about etc., etc. Okay, there's something about being grounded within the self. And I had seen the Emperor. We have the King of Swords here. You're feeling very firm within the self, like there's a great knowledge of the self, clarity on the self, and it's not allowing it's not even just about like not allowing external to affect you in that way. It's like it doesn't, because that part of you that cared, that fragmented part, has been put back together, so that wound is removed and it's not something that is focused on. We have receive and open, exactly what we started the message with. Okay, so I'm not sure, cycles change completion, I'm not sure what it is that Spirit is gifting you here, but it seems that you are open and receptive now. You are reaching a hand out. You are curious. You are putting yourself out there fully. There's no mincing, is what I just heard. No mincing of the true authentic self, or the true authentic expression of one's own truth. It's you're out there. You're getting yourself out there. So congratulations for doing that, for completing that hard work. However long you may have been in this before you entered this transition, no matter how long it was, I want to say that I am personally very proud of you for having completed this kind of healing, to be crammed inside of a box by the external world, and then having to love yourself out of that, love yourself enough to structure your own reality and escape, or fly free from that cage. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of self-compassion. So congratulations. I'm personally very proud of you for having put in that work, and you're coming out now on the other side. There's finally some sort of relief, right? And it feels very it feels like there's a lot of ease that comes with it. It's not heavy like the release. It's not even like you're just like putting down a bunch of bags. It's just like, wow, like letting loose, like shaking it off, like just get your tits out there. Is that like was that a Vine, or was that just, no, I think that came after Vine, but yeah, it's something about freedom. It's something about openness, receptivity, ease, resolution. Like, these are the key words playing out here. So I hope that this found everyone it was meant for. I hope it found you in a very open and receptive state, which it did. And if you feel connected to me in any way, please do leave a like, comment if you feel drawn to share how this resonated with you, and subscribe for more videos if you are drawn to. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.